Games don't get much bigger than this in Scotland. After 3 years of fighting their way back up the lower leagues, Rangers now have a chance to return to the top flight. But Motherwell stand in their way in this Premiership playoff final. It's a game loaded with storylines, none bigger than Stuart McCall's. He takes on his old team this evening. He managed the Steelmen for 4 years. Now he could relegate them. Ibrox is sold out for the first time this season. It's a massive match for everyone involved. It's live here on BT Sport, and the second leg can also be seen only with us on Sunday at Fir Park. And joining us for this one, Stephen Craigan, the former Motherwell captain, and Alex Rae, an ex-Rangers captain. Alex, Rangers fought so hard to get this far, but what have they got left in the tank?
Yeah, well, they've obviously had 5 days, Daryl, to recover, and you look at a full house tonight for the first time this season. It really is a must-win for these fans. They're really desperate to get back to the top table. Motherwell, on the other hand, they kind of limped into the playoffs, Stephen, so what do you expect from them?
Well, the biggest concern for me, Daryl, is where Motherwell are mentally at this moment. You've mentioned about the away form being poor. 1 away, winning 10, coming to this arena, it can frighten the life out of you, this place. If Motherwell don't start right, they don't set the tone early on, it's going to be a long night. I think Ian Barraclough's biggest job over the last couple of weeks will have been to convince his players they can come here, get a positive result and keep the second leg alive.
Let's bring you up to speed then on the team news. Rangers, one change. Nicky Clark's back into the team. Lee McCulloch's out. It's the same team that started here against Hibs. Motherwell, 9 changes as expected because they made 9 changes to rest effectively their whole first team in their last match because they knew they were heading to this playoff. Let's start on Rangers then. Is that a team you like, Alex, the selection?
Yeah, very much so. It's a team that beat Hibs, and they've went with a more offensive formation. They've got Vukic in the hole, Nicky Clark and Kenny Miller up front, and they'll be looking for Wallace and Foster to get forward. They've been really positive for Rangers.
It's an attacking team from Motherwell too.
Well, it's brave from Ian Barraclough. We've seen quite a lot of Motherwell over the past 5 or 6 weeks, Darryl, and they've been at their best when Ainsworth and Johnson have both played. It's a big night for the 2 strikers of Irvine and McDonald. One of them's going to have to drop in and be a number 10 out of possession. If they don't and Rangers get a grip in midfield, it could be a long night.
Let's bring in Gary McAllister. He's up in the commentary gantry. Gary, it's a game with so much intrigue. The Stuart McCall factor up against his old team Motherwell. He left them this season. There's brothers up against each other, Nicky and Josh Law. It's got everything, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's got loads and loads of little side issues and a couple of personal ones for me as well. My old Scotland teammate and roommate, Stuart McCall. And Ian Barraclough, he was a young apprentice at Leicester City when I first moved down to England, so I'm torn a little bit, but the big one, it was always inevitable. Stuart McCall, it was the fixture he didn't want, but it was always going to happen. It was always going to be Rangers versus Motherwell.
And Rangers, of course, were known for a while. They were trying to get to this stage. Motherwell have dropped down as well. Rangers fans might not have seen too much of them this season. You have, though, on their day. Do you think they're a real threat, the Steelmen?
You have. We have seen them a lot. Certainly at Fir Park, they've been excellent. But they've really struggled and unrecognisable at times away from home. So if they can repeat the sort of performances that they had this season at Fir Park, they'll do okay here tonight at Ibrox.
Gary, thanks very much. Enjoy the game. More from Gary and the guys shortly. Now let's hear from both of the managers. Ian Barraclough and Stuart McCall have been speaking to Mark Guidi.
Stuart, this game's been mentioned as a possibility for the past couple of months. How does it feel now that the nightmare scenario, as you put it, is here?
I'll only think about that after the game on Sunday, if I'm honest. All I'm concerned about tonight is going out there in front of a packed house. It's going to be a great atmosphere. The lads are really looking forward to it, and so am I.
You've made one change from the weekend, Nicky Clark back in, Lee McCulloch back out, back to a 4-4-2?
Yeah, we'll go back to, we've been playing at home of late, as well as Lee did against Hibs. We were always going to come back to this formation at home, which has served us well in the last couple of playoff games as well. And we look to be on the front foot, as we always try to be at Ibrox, and hopefully we'll create opportunities with the players that we've got, and again, hopefully we'll take them.
Rangers have won 27 of the last 30 ties, Ibrox against Motherwell. Do stats mean anything to you?
No, not at all. It'll be down, once that whistle blows, everything will be forgotten. Bearing in mind, I know what it's been like. I've been here 3 or 4 times with Motherwell, and they've been tough games. And I think, be it here or be it Celtic Park, I think most clubs go and they want to keep the crowd quiet for the first 15-20 minutes. But likewise, we want to make it as intimidating as we can, and we want to get balls in the box and, as I keep saying, play in the front foot and be very, very positive tonight.
Ian, you've made 9 changes to the team tonight from the weekend. How important are the partnerships going to be? McManus and Lang at the back, McDonald and Irwin up front?
Yeah, all over the park. Full-backs and wide men, they've got to work together. Midfield men, they've got to work as a unit. Louis Lang and Mick McManus, they've got a big onus on them to be strong. defend properly, and we can be a threat going forward as well.
You've won a league title with Sligo Rovers, but where does this tie rank for you?
Well, it's a big game. Everyone wants to be involved in big games. They don't come much bigger than this at the moment, and we want to be a Premiership club come next season. So we've got to go and work hard. We're prepared. The lads are ready, and they've just got to go and execute.
You'll be in front of a full house with 49,000 Rangers supporters. Will your players be intimidated in any way?
I hope not. No, I think they should be relishing it. You know, I'm jealous. I want to be involved. I want to be playing. These are the games you're in the sport for, and it's nights like tonight where you can go and showcase what you've got, what you're about. Players want to go and play on the biggest stages, and it's a big stage for sure.
Is it a game you can win tonight?
I think so, yeah. But it's not going to be one tonight, you know. It's over 2 legs. There'll be a lot of nerves out there from both teams. How do we deal with that? How do both teams deal with that? And take it into Fir Park on Sunday.
Thanks, Ian.
Thank you.
One thing Motherwell certainly do not lack is experience in midfield with Keith Lasley and Stephen Pearson. Could that be a key area for them tonight?
Well, experience is right, Darryl, but sometimes, when I've watched them playing recently, they've been a little bit naive. Their positioning in relation to each other has been poor. They've left too many gaps, have been too easy to play through in midfield in particular. So Keith Lasley and Stephen Pearson are key. But Stephen McManus as well has to make better decisions. And when you play against better teams in bigger games and you make mistakes, you get punished. But the key for me, Darryl, is communication. If players can talk to each other, Stephen McManus and Louis Lang again, there's 6-7 players around the ball here, yet there's gaps. They have to plug gaps. They've got to be congested in midfield. They've got to be tighter. They can't let the Rangers walk through them. Vucic is going to be key. Kenny Miller's going to be key. And if they leave these kind of gaps tonight, it's going to be a long night, and the tie could be over after the first leg.
And that was against St Mirren, one of the poorest teams in the top flight, of course. They do have Scott McDonald up front, though, and he has a tendency, Alex, to step up on a big occasion. Yeah,
he's been a top player throughout his career. He's come back up from Millwall. I think he's scored 5 goals for Motherwell up to date. He's a goal scorer. Look at him peeling off here. He just checks back and he's got a tap into the back of the net there. He is a box player for me. He comes alive, and Rangers will need to be wary of him tonight.
He never stops moving, Stephen.
Well, that's the strength, is always getting about people up against Darren McGregor and Zalewskis. He's a big player for them. You speak about being a big game player. He scored the winner here in an Old Firm game for Celtic. He scored against Manchester United. He scored against AC Milan. Ian Barraclough will be hoping a big night and a big performance from Scott McDonald.
Rangers have stood up defensively, though, to all tests thrown at them recently. Darren McGregor's been vital, and he, of course, is suspended from the second leg in the final. They'll miss him. He's formed a great partnership with Marius Zalewskis during these playoffs.
I think it's been key in the 4 playoff games Rangers have played so far. They've had the go-ahead balls, they've had the clear balls, and particularly in this game against Hibs, the game is simplified for them. Hibs had the majority of the ball, they attacked most of the time, so they had the go-ahead things, they had the clear things, and they didn't have to take touches on the ball or spend time on the ball. Tonight it may be different. Motherwell may leave McGregor and Zalewskis on the ball just to let them step into the game, but certainly defensively the two have been excellent.
He's been excellent, but Motherwell, you have to say, have got a terrible record here. They've not won here since 1997. 30 meetings here. They have to do something. They have to stay in the tie here at least.
Yeah, I think so. From a Rangers point of view, I think they'll be on the front foot from the off. They'll try and get this place rocking tonight, and they'll try and get this tie done and dusty tonight, Darryl.
And your old boss, Stuart McCall, up against his old team. What will the emotions be like for him?
Well, he said in this pre-match interview, emotion and sentiment will be gone. He's been speaking about it since the second leg against Hibs. Tonight he's been winning a football game. His sole focus will be on Rangers. I think the opposition will be irrelevant for him tonight. He's a professional man. He knows what his job has to do. He wants to win the game simple.
This is a game that has absolutely everything. It means everything. It's captured the attention of the whole nation. Rangers against Motherwell is next, live with us.
And so we face the final curtain. A battle for survival, a shot at redemption, a final battle cry. After a plummet from the summit in just 12 months,
Motherwell have snatched it on the last day of the season.
It's time for these men of steel to show their mettle. For others, a chance to return to where they believe is their rightful place. The last rung on the ladder, back to the top.
It's all going Rangers' way. Ibrox roaring again.
It's a chance to make history. There is no time for regrets. Blood, sweat, and tears. Victory, however long and hard the road may be. For without victory, there will be no survival, and there can be no glory.
Welcome back to Ibrox. It's a full house here for the first time in 2 years. They're all here for the Premiership playoff final. Rangers against Motherwell. It's a chance for the Gers to get back to the top flight. Motherwell, of course, want to hold on to their status in the top league. We can't wait for this match. Alex Ray and Stephen Craigan are with me. Alex, what is it like to play in front of a full house here, to lead Rangers out? Yeah, it's a tremendous atmosphere, Darryl. When you come out that tunnel and you hear the roar of 51,000 supporters behind you, it can make all the difference. They're the 12th man. Adversely, the Motherwell players, have they got the bottle, the mentality to stand up to this kind of atmosphere? That is in the away dressing room right now. Ian Barraclough in there with his team. What will he be saying, do you think, Stephen?
Well, it's been interesting that Ian this week has been talking about a siege mentality within his dressing room, within his club. I think a lot of people have disrespected Motherwell in the build-up to this game. You know, everybody seems to assume that Rangers are back in the top flight. That is a great motivating tool as a manager. Just to remind your players, you've got a big point to prove. Go and perform. I can actually hardly hear you speaking right now. It's got that loud behind us. I want to ask you about Lee Irwin as well, because you know Ian Barraclough said in his interview that he's got attacking threats, outlets. He's a man that's really impressed you this season as Motherwell emerge. Well, it's a big night for a young player to go and perform in the big stage. You know, I think this is where you see where young players are at in their career. Can they cope with the atmosphere? But more importantly, can they cope with the ball? In the big nights, you want people who can take the ball under pressure and can make things happen. Big question marks over Lee tonight. We are almost set to go. Rangers have emerged to Lee Wallace, Keith Lasley, the captains there. Let's get over to our match commentators, Gary McAllister and Derek Ray.
Thank you very much, Darryl. Good evening, everyone. Under pressure, there's no getting away from it. You can almost feel the tension biting. Will Rangers and Motherwell swap divisions, or are they destined to stay where they are now? The combatants about to stride into the arena and into a considerable wall of noise. Bedlam at Ibrox, a packed house. Remaining calm is all part of the challenge. As a person of wisdom once said, fear cuts deeper than swords. Rangers have reverted to the side that beat Hibs 2-0 in the home leg of the playoff semi-final. Goals from Nicky Clark and Kenny Miller in that game. Darren McGregor plays, although he'll miss the return match through suspension. Lee McCulloch drops to the bench this evening. Shane Ferguson, who has yet to appear for the Rangers first team, is also available in reserve. Motherwell made 9 changes for Saturday's goalless draw with Partick Thistle. It's 9 switches again. Only Lewis Lang and Lionel Ainsworth keep their places in the starting lineup. Lee Irwin and Scott McDonald have 9 goals in their last 18 matches between them. Top scorer John Sutton could feature later.
Rangers goal, 4-4-2, that familiar midfield diamond. Busquets just in behind the front two of Miller and Clark. But Motherwell have to stop the influential Lee Wallace getting forward from that left-back area. Motherwell slightly different, they'll go 4-4-1-1. I think they'll lean on the experience right through the spine of the side. McManus, Pearson, Lasley and Scott McDonald.
Stuart McCall knows to complete the task assigned to him, he must relegate the club he guided to second place in the Premiership 2 years running. Can he outwit Ian Barraclough? And Kenny Miller, highly influential in the home leg against Tavernian. It was a beautifully taken second goal. Scott McDonald knows where the goal is too. The Aussie, we expect, will line up just behind Lee Irwin. It's a blustery night, 1 or 2 showers anticipated. Bobby Madden is the referee. Rangers the team to emerge from the championship side of the playoff equation. Motherwell's second bottom in the upper tier. A 2-legged contest with just 1 place in next season's Premiership up for grabs. A genuine test of nerve and character. Rangers attacking the goal to our left in this first half. Here's Dean Shields. Richard Foster has started to come onto a game. Trying to take on Marvin Johnson. Ainsworth with the header. Didn't get too much on it. As Motherwell look to build. Well, Gary, for you, what will be the keys to this first leg?
Well, you talk about players holding the nerve, but also if this sort of atmosphere doesn't motivate you, there's something wrong. So all the players should be up for it. They should be very keen and very competitive. But as you say, it's the team that show that little bit of bravery and get the ball down, be brave and pass it.
Stephen McManus in the middle of that Motherwell defence. Successful twice here at Ibrox as a Celtic player. He was unable to reach it. Josh Law again occupying the right back position for Motherwell. That's been his position for the last few weeks.
John and Nicky Law's been playing on the left hand side as well. So we've seen a lot of each other tonight.
They anticipated that coming in. There's a spine of experience in this Motherwell team. There's a youthful goalkeeper in George Long. He's 21, on loan from Sheffield United.
Ian Barraclough and that team selection. Shown intent, Derek. Very, very offensive. Two natural wide men. Big front man, little guy just playing off. They're coming here to try and get a result, of course.
Stevie Hamill, his injury nightmare is over. Missed 5 months because of the groin problem. Marvin Johnson, and he'll be seeing plenty of Foster and McGregor. It's noisy here at Ibrox tonight. It was always going to be thus. Andy Murdoch, once again sitting just in front of the Rangers defence. There's a boundless energy, deservedly receiving the Young Player of the Year award with Rangers.
Yeah, he's been impressive since coming into the side. Again, he's in that little hole there. He'll be looking for Scott McDonald.
Murdoch's measured pass, Lee Wallace, quite what he had in mind. And Ainsworth failed to come away with it. Wallace telegraphing his intentions to Nicky Clark. Well, that's the sort of commitment the Rangers fans will want to see.
That's something you associate with Nicky Clark as well. This line just dilly-dallies a little bit on the ball, and Clark always looking to hunt the ball down. Law recovers, and then the challenge is in. We'll see a lot of that tonight.
George Long has been the goalkeeper of choice for Ian Barraclough. Sheffield United, the parent club, they have very high hopes for him. Made his Blades debut as a 17-year-old back in 2011. Darren McGregor, he's so disappointed to be ruled out of the second leg, but he has a job to do tonight. Let's not forget about the Motherwell supporters, the Motherwell boys in there. Not sure the fiery object ought to be part of the story, but it is. Marvin Johnson, goal kick is the outcome. Early sparring stages. First leg of this playoff final. Rangers who finished third in the championship but defeated first Queen of the South and then Hibernian to get to this stage. Lucas, Lee Wallace. Ainsworth unable to cut it out. Wallace. Little flick. Nobody in the vicinity for Rangers. Ainsworth gobbled up by Murdoch.
Yeah, Ainsworth just giving it away a little bit cheaply there. But that's going to be a little bit cat and mouse between Ainsworth and Lee Wallace. Ainsworth's got to match Wallace's forward runs.
but then at some point he's got to be free to try and get himself forward.
Lucas, the Lithuanian. He's been a rock for Rangers in these playoff matches. Richard Foster. Sanis Vučkić coming into the mood. Lucas. Made well over 200 appearances for Heart of Midlothian. With the touch on that time, here's Murdoch. Trying to spread play out to that right-hand side. Foster. Vučkić to get the ball onto his left foot. No foul there. Play rages on. Big roar from the Rangers fans. Bobby Madden was close to the incident.
It's a position he loves to come inside from. Just in the corner of that box, not his favoured left. Surely Motherwell must be aware of that.
George Long nearly showing too much of the ball to Nicky Clark. Rangers unbeaten in their last 9 home matches. It's all the way back to the defeat at the hands of Hibernian in February. Motherwell don't travel well. 9 defeats in 10 away. Different story at Fir Park though. Johnson keeping tabs on Foster. Kenny Miller. Continuous pursuit of it, but the referee has called play back anyway. Bobby Madden will be a Rangers free kick.
Bobby Madden just spotting a little infringement there.
Ricky Law, here's an overlap. Lee Wallace, and Long having to commit himself. Vučkić. First Rangers raid, and it's Vučkić. Here's Andy Murdoch, electing to hit it. And it's going to be a corner. First of the game.
Oh, we say it every time we watch Rangers here at Ibrox, how influential this guy is. Nigel Ainsworth just loses him. He's got to stay focused and concentrated. He's going forward at every opportunity.
Ricky Law to deliver. Curve that one in. It was going that little bit wide. Lucas. Stuart McCall, Hobson's choice in many ways this fixture, but he's got to get on with it. He wants to get Rangers into the top flight.
Lucas getting up well there.
Sparking out the instructions. Ian Barraclough, Motherwell's 23rd permanent manager. And they're banging the drum. Rangers well and truly. That section of the ground. This might be an opening for Motherwell. It was a good idea, Johnson. He's well aware that Lee Irwin had made the dash.
Yeah, Marvin Johnson, no need to beat Foster on the outside. He just whips it round him. See the intent.
Stephen Pearson helping the ball on its way to Lyle Ainsworth. Barraclough who worked wonders at Sligo Rovers, leading them to a league title, a cup victory. Lasley, that's the experience, Keith Lasley. Lee Irwin hitting the byline. Lasley. Ainsworth with the shuffle of feet. The Motherwell ball. Ainsworth against Wallace, it could be tasty.
Ainsworth will try to take him back the pitch, make him work defensively.
Josh Law, the Motherwell throw. So Marius Lucas. Win, Lucas. Motherwell corner this time. Can they conjure at the set piece? Marvin Johnson responsible for it. Stephen McManus, Lewis Lang, the centre backs are up for the corner. Scott McDonald in the thick of things too.
We've got a big wrap right round Cammy Bell.
So many players inside that 6-yard box. Johnson falling back was Cammy Bell. Safe pair of hands.
directly forward. Only Nicky Clark in the advanced position, but exit control from Clark. Foster. And Nicky Law. Here is Clark, he took a swing at it. Heavy touch it was by Foster. Lee Irwin. 4 goals in his last 7 matches. But after a run of no goals in 27 games. It's that combination of pace and power.
Yeah, he's got stuff, Irwin. He gets decent service at his feet in and around the D of the box. He's quite capable off both sides.
Foster, the marauder again. Struck the double. Took as a defender. This Vichkic strolls over to take this. Shields, one of the players getting up into the box. Here it comes from Vichkic. Really tidied up by Hamill. Law for Rangers. Lee Wallace. As usually can be counted on to win the ball in the air under those circumstances. Murdoch, a minimum of fuss. Rangers have him under contract until 2017, Andy Murdoch. Here's Kenny Miller. He's able to lose Stephen Pearson. Still Kenny Miller! Inches away, all his own work.
No, it's clever play with the experienced strike, a little turn, then cuts inside with a little nutmeg, eliminating 2 midfielders. He tries to go for the fast bend. I think Long's got it covered. This threatens the goal, just outside the post, loads of bend on it. Here's the view. Starts outside the post. That's a good yard away. I think Long had it covered.
Kenny Miller, who won the Championship playoff final down south with Wolves in 2003. It was against Sheffield United. Scored in the 3-0 win. Stuart McCall was part of that narrative too.
I think we just saw a little glimpse of Kenny Miller there, how he's adapted his game, coming deeper. Well, in the past, when he was younger, he would run the channels, but he just came here, came in deep, linked to play, nice clever turn, and then getting his shot away from deep.
Stevie Hamill, now at the age of 33, was in the Motherwell side that last defeated Rangers Boxing Day 2002, thanks to a goal from James McFadden.
Like Lee Wallace for Rangers, gives them plenty of experience, get us forward quite as much as he used to. Still his quality from that area of the pitch, that is second to none.
He's been a terrific professional over the years, Stevie Hamill. So Lucas for Vučkić, comes off Hamill, and it's Vučkić, loan from Newcastle. I was talking to him the other day, his playoff experience with Rotherham last season. Victorious experience when all was said and done. It was in League One. Final against Leyton Orient.
It's just that type of player in tight matches, which playoffs are. He's capable of that little bit something different.
Rangers know they need to get the ball to Vučkić. Motherwell not too happy with the free kick award. Dean Shields. Miller showing for it. Wallace available to his left and just a bit ahead of Miller. Shields. Here's Wallace. Reaching out, slipping.
Yeah, it's maybe the bigger stud there. Slid through from Shields there. You can see his right foot went.
And the armband in the absence of Lee McCulloch. Stuart McCall going back to the formation that worked so well for Rangers in the first match against Hibs. There's much more backs to the wall in the return game. And they will be without Darren McGregor for the second leg of this final. Motherwell decided to be a bit conservative. Lasley
to Hamill. Players going forward. Scott McDonald has given them so much know-how. The Aussie back for a second spell with the Steelmen.
He's a player that just likes to come into those areas off the front man, just try to get between the midfield and the rear guard, get himself half-turned.
Hamill. Didn't quite work out for McDonald. Sixth successive start for Richard Foster. Just 15 games on the trot because of a groin injury. Janukas. Nicky Law for Lee Wallace. Josh Law's doing the defending for Motherwell. Sails over the head of Kenny Miller. Janukas attending to Irwin. Wallace. And Vučkić were prepared to attack the ball. It's Murdoch. Law. Wallace. Again with Law. Murdoch in the centre of midfield. There's the Motherwell captain, Keith Lasley. Still a fine reader of the game.
He's trying to calm things down as Rangers enjoy some good possession. Again down this left-hand side between Law and Wallace.
17 minutes into this first leg. The possession advantage very much with Rangers.
Yeah, they've bossed the football. It's quite clear. The combination of Law and Wallace. That's been the biggest threat so far.
Rangers supporters trying to be that 12th man. That can be so important in a playoff final. Nicky Law has started every single match for Rangers this season.
He's a player who's benefited since the arrival of Stuart McCall, a manager who obviously knew him. Certainly looked like the player he was of old.
Signed him from Motherwell. Stuart McCall, it's all based on a chance conversation in Florida during the summer. 2 football seasons at Fir Park. And Hamill, who he had to get across. He's keeping a weather eye on Foster. Again, Miller. It's got bumped. Lasley, the offender. It'll be Haris Vučkić to take this. The man from Slovenia. Janukas making his way into the box. Insufficient guile that time. Vučkić, who apparently was close to joining Motherwell in January, just came out this week. So sending him to Rangers, only member of the so-called Toon Fine. So it made an impact, really. Mohamed Johnson. Quite the acquisition, Johnson. He has been bothered with a groin injury in recent weeks. It's Josh Law stepping forward now for the Steelmen. The booze, raising Scott McDonald. Off the head of Janukas. Lee Irwin was after it. Shields. Rangers have recorded 3 wins in the last 8 games altogether. In the last 10 competitive meetings with Motherwell. It's 39 unbeaten in all against the Lanarkshire side.
And all the stats go with Rangers.
And Shields. Foster doing the probing. He wasn't picked up, but it's just very disappointing. However, it won't come out to Nicky Law. It does. He gave it a thumb and George
Motherwell can breathe again.
This time it's the opposite full-back causing Motherwell the problems, getting in behind Johnson. It's a great cutback. Steve McManus takes away from Lasley into the path of law. And then he just becomes active and then is offside. A decent strike by Law. McManus just takes it away from Lasley there. Falls beautifully for Law. This is a decent strike, but it's right down the line of the young Long.
Rangers for forward momentum again. Nicky Clark's not going to reach that. Josh Law shepherding it through to George Long. Looks with Gordon Marshall, the goalkeeping coach at Motherwell. Nicky Law, Josh Law. Sooner or later, had to be those two up against each other. Ainsworth and Lee Wallace. Ainsworth giving Wallace something to contemplate.
That's what Ian Barraclough selected him for. Just to force Lee Wallace into defensive duties. Normally here at Ibrox he gets the freedom of this left-hand side. Motherwell will try to force him back the way.
Stephen Robinson there, assistant manager. Motherwell just trying to get his message across. Ainsworth with it. There's McGregor away for Rangers and nothing comes of that. Almost up the midway point of the first half and no scoring so far in the first leg of the playoff final. Maybe they'll do it again at Fir Park on Sunday. Yes, it is the first playoff game you've taken in. The away goals rule is not in effect. There's Murdoch. This game a sellout at Ibrox tonight. It's brushed on Pearson. Shield slipping in there. Josh Law just agreed to a new 2-year deal with Motherwell. Used to play for his father, Nicky Law Sr. at Alfreton. I'm sure Nicky Law Sr. is watching somewhere in the north of England tonight. Miller. Vučkić. Here's Nicky Law for Rangers. Shields. Lee Wallace. Wasn't quite the pass he was looking for. Marvin Johnson. Motherwell on deadline day. Last transfer window from Kidderminster Harriers. It's delayed before passing. Lasley. Here is Josh Law for Motherwell. Interesting ball. Lee Irwin. Tail end of that move. Rangers now try to carry it forward. Kenny Miller.
The game just starting to spread a little now. It's going box to box.
Turn was by Vučkić. Law. Wallace. Is making the run off the ball. Ainsworth back there as a defender. Michael Ainsworth at his second season from Motherwell. He joined initially on loan from Rotherham. Motherwell, the 13th senior club of his career.
Again, Lionel Ainsworth was forced all the way back the pitch. Lee Wallace.
Between Shields. He's biting off more than he could chew. There's Shaniukas. The importance of getting to the ball not lost on Marius Shaniukas.
Certainly over the last 4 playoff games, that's what he's been about, just managing to get a toe there or his head there. He's defended really, really well.
Nicky Clark. Andy Murdoch. Wallace is crying out for the ball to be played to him. Murdoch duly obliged. Wallace. Turning the favour to Murdoch. It's going to be George Long's ball. Foster came off his boot. It's a nerve-jangling night for all concerned. So much riding on these two matches. Wallace, Nicky Law. Bernach using Foster. Rangers trying to make headway again through Foster. Defenders backing off. Goes away in the nick of time by McManus. Josh Law. Forward goes Lee Irwin. Ainsworth. It's the darting run into the box. Irwin, and it's deflected in. Motherwell strike first. Irwin had a go. There was a touch, I think, on its way in. Motherwell hit the front in the playoff final.
Well, that was the little, they were looking for offside there. As Rangers tried to step up, and it's Irwin versus Zal Lucas in the wide area. And it takes a horrible deflection off McGregor. He sticks his left leg out, and it takes it past Bell. Rangers were just looking for a little offside.
Off Darren McGregor. But Irwin will have it.
Yeah, as soon as you'd seen Irwin getting Zal Lucas 1-to-1, this is the youngster to get the shot away. Zal Lucas didn't get close enough.
The Steelmen with the lead. And we spoke about Lee Irwin and what he's capable of. Just about everything went Rangers' way in the two matches against Hibernian. But now they are chasing the game against Motherwell.
It's the first, as you say, it's the first time they've been behind. Now the onus is on them, but they've been allowed to just sit back and absorb pressure. They've now got to go and chase it a bit.
Well, what sort of response will it elicit from Rangers? It's Motherwell trying to build a head of steam again. McDonald in that deeper position. Johnson offering support. Corner. Their tails are up.
And that's why Barraclough went for the two wide men, so that they could counter with pace. They certainly did there.
Stuart McCall, Kenny Black together at Motherwell, charged with getting Rangers into the top flight. It's 1-0 Motherwell. Ainsworth will deliver. Movement in there. Oh, it was close to another one. Irwin lurking. It's to be another corner.
Well, it's whipped in by Ainsworth. It's Irwin with the header. Just takes a little. Just glances it, and then it's off Lee Wallace. Take it for another corner. Just didn't get enough of it. Irwin.
Bobby Bannon, the man in the middle tonight. Marvin Johnson on the right-hand side. Bobby Bannon just curling over Scott McDonald. Can be a bit spiky and combative.
Wouldn't be Scott with a little pop at the ref.
The idea was decent. It was intended for Irwin. Lee Irwin's goal, dividing the sides here.
And this is the little ball up the side here. He's clearly onside. Zal Lucas tries to step up on him. And as soon as he gets him out here in the 1v1, I fancied the Motherwell youngster. He shifts it to his left side, and then it comes off the left leg of McGregor. No offside.
The shot from Irwin on the target.
That's the goal. As we mentioned, he really has been in terrific form in front of goal of late after the long drought. No goals in 27. It's 5 in 8 now. Here's Wallace. He's been offering himself as an attacking outlet time and again this first half for Rangers. Lee Wallace. Murdoch. Foster. Just a bit slow in developing. Johnson was trying to hem in. Andy Murdoch, and now the charges on from Motherwell. Real possibilities going forward. Ainsworth, he has pace. It wasn't quite right for Lionel Ainsworth. Wallace following him. Darren McGregor did enough. Josh Law has it now. Keith Lasley. Manoeuvre his way past Nicky Clark. Nicky Law it was. Who put the challenge in. Now Miller. And out of play by Lasley.
Again, Motherwell on the counter with quality and pace. Pearson just put Ainsworth a little bit wide.
Tonight for cool heads. Easier said than carried out. "13 minutes to go to half-time." Clark. Slide was made by Lasley. Still it's Nicky Clark. Not the best of balls into the box from Clark. Lewis Lang was able to tidy up. Lee Irwin goes after it. Jaliukas. Rangers build from the back. They're unbeaten in 30 home meetings with Motherwell. Back to the 5th of May, 1997. Double from Owen Coyle. Last Motherwell were successful as Ibrox. Clark. Right after it, Stephen McManus. Backpedaling, corner here, which Vučkić will take.
Just fell at an awkward height there, Stephen McManus.
Motherwell supporters very close to Vučkić. McGregor has joined the throng. Now there's Vučkić. And McGregor, Shields was in there. Oh, Nicky Clark! Not to be though. A forest of bodies in front of George Long.
It's a header from the middle of the goal. It's a good save by Long. Good effort from Clark.
Over it comes from Vučkić. Off the head of Lasley. Miller. And he might get it back, Andy Miller, not quite. Marvin Johnson. And a speedy Ainsworth. His passing let him down that time.
There's loads of grass in front as well for Johnson to run in.
Stephen Pearson stepping forward to wind into the face of Nicky Law. It's a good run by Foster. Now Murdoch. Overhit. Just a reminder, it will be Tottenham against Sydney FC. That's on Saturday from 11 in the morning. BT Sport 1 action from the ANZ Stadium. Saturday from 5, it's the FA Cup final. Arsenal against Aston Villa. You can see the game on BT Sport 1. What to look forward to then on Saturday. All the programmes, all the matches available through the BT Sport app and btsport.com. Wasn't a confident touch. Now Ainsworth being very direct and positive. Darren McGregor, nothing there. McGregor doing the defending.
No, it was just the pace that Ainsworth was going at. Just lost his balance.
And Marvin Johnson together with Richard Foster. Exchanging pleasantries, I don't think.
Foster taking exception to something.
Well, he's saying that Bobby Madden's seen it.
Rangers 0, Motherwell 1. First leg of this Premiership playoff final. There's not a lot of confident talk from Rangers fans ahead of this first leg. Feeling that perhaps they had turned the corner, momentum was with them. Shouldn't underestimate the fact that Motherwell have been playing against a better standard of opposition this season. Here's Clark. Motherwell defending territory once more. It's Lewis Lang who got in the way. Now Ainsworth up to Irwin. McGregor foul that time. Free kick. And a yellow card as well for Darren McGregor.
Again, Rangers looking a little bit vulnerable on the counter-attack. Irwin takes it on his feet. McGregor just comes right through the back of him. It's a yellow card. Again, Motherwell very sprightly on the counter.
Cammy Bell. Short of the 30 mark in terms of clean sheets with Rangers. He's not going to get to 30 tonight. Well, it's not going Rangers' way so far.
Some worried faces there.
Josh Law, Scott McDonald, Lionel Ainsworth. Locked in conversation. Just getting the wall sorted out. It is Scott McDonald. Cammy Bell hanging on to it.
Oh, he tried to give Cammy Bell the eyes there. Not enough pace on the ball.
Miller. Clark gives it to Law. Out to Foster. Johnson's back there as the defender. Richard Foster. Goal kick. Stuart McCall will return to Fir Park on Sunday. Used to be the Motherwell manager, now charged with the task of taking Rangers into the top flight. You'll see the second leg on Sunday, 2:15, BT Sport 1. And let us also point you in the direction of our SPFL season review. That's next Wednesday, 8:30 p.m, BT Sport 1. Owen. Here's Ainsworth. Stephen Pearson, who had joined Lee Irwin inside the box.
Just put enough pressure on Zalukis to rush him into a decision.
Donald, trying to give Murdoch the slip. Lee Wallace is not going to get away with that.
Yeah, Lee Wallace just looking for somebody in front. There's a little nutmeg there. And then the block.
Marvin Johnson. Aside. Ainsworth against the left foot of Johnson. The snap header! It's another one! Stephen McManus! 2-0 to Motherwell. Rangers come unstuck at the set piece. The surge of the Steelmen in the first leg of the playoff final.
Well, Marvin Johnson just looking to put into an area. It's a lovely whipped-in ball. McManus was capable of getting a goal. It's a lovely glancing header. And Cammy Bell has no chance. And Steve McManus will enjoy that one. Superb glancing header, but it was the delivery.
Stephen McManus next for the first time since the 3rd of May last year, when he was on target against St Johnstone. What a time to get back on the score sheet. The former Celtic player has done much to make it very difficult for Rangers to be thinking about top-flight football. It's still salvageable for Rangers. But they've left themselves with a lot of work to do.
I have to say Motherwell have settled in really well to the game after a shaky start, Derek.
And Foster, Clark and Miller going for the same ball. Here's Murdoch. Decision goes Rangers' way. This time a bit of whinging by Scott McDonald.
As soon as Motherwell got it organised to stop the threat of the two Rangers fullbacks, I think they've just settled into the game superbly.
There's Vučkić. Here's Lee Wallace. Oh, the timing not quite there. Nicky Clark making his run.
And then Wallace gets it outside his left foot. It's a lovely whipped-in ball. Beats McManus. And Clark just can't anticipate it. He's seen it late.
The noise coming from the Motherwell supporters. There you go, when got things started. Stuart McCall, who used to be at the Motherwell helm, brought in by Rangers on the 12th of March. Certainly brought stability. Lost just 2 matches under his stewardship. Motherwell flying here.
Yeah, and enjoying the goal, enjoying the 2-goal lead. He puts the onus on Rangers to come out, try and get back in the game.
You and I, Gary, were speaking to a few people around Ibrox in the build-up to this fixture who frankly didn't know an awful lot about Motherwell. They haven't exactly been on their radar until very recently. I think we both said you never quite know with Motherwell. A bit erratic, but they have goals in them. They have quality in their ranks. There's Foster, and it's Johnson who takes it away from him.
That quality has mostly come at Fir Park, Derek. We've seen them, you know, away from the BT cameras, away from home, and they've been very, very poor. But at home,
now they have to pay attention here. Motherwell charge long, with Kenny Miller making the move towards him.
in a bit of trouble. Manus with the backward header here, doesn't know what's behind him. Long was very, very brave there. This is a brave punch. He just catches Kenny Miller. He sees the ball, the pair of them. Catches him high up in the thigh, that'd be a dead leg.
So Kenny Miller requiring treatment. Steve Walker's out there. McManus putting his goalkeeper under pressure.
This is the goal, the little ball up the side, he's onside. And this is when Zalewskis is under pressure. He's isolated on the wide. Little foot over. And is that an own goal or is it Irwin's goal? He doesn't even look there, Marvin Jones just whips into an area. It's a superb glancing header. Two well-worked goals.
Well, they look a bit concerned. There's the life president of Rangers Football Club, John Gregg. On this day, back in 1979, as manager, he guided Rangers to victory in the Scottish Cup final. It was in the second replay against Hibs. Kenny Miller. And attended to off the pitch. Here's Foster. And George Long. His ball. Right on 45 minutes. There's going to be a couple of additional minutes. Still moving a bit gingerly, but wants to return. 2 minutes now confirmed.
It's definitely on that left thigh muscle. And the danger being as we're coming up to half-time, that'll really stiffen up. We've got to try and keep that active during the break.
Motherwell Motherwell spoke a lot about silencing this Ibrox crowd. Well, the 2-0 lead in Govan will help your cause.
I've seen a lot of worried faces as well.
Just on the touchline, still not back on the pitch. He's limping noticeably. Kenny Miller is now back on the field of play. Here's Dean Shields. He's got a bit of a peripheral figure in this first half, Shields. Here's Miller. And that's what the doctor ordered, as far as Miller is concerned. Johnson. And Miller is the player who went in. Come off second best in the exchange. Johnson getting tangled up with McGregor. Battle of number 24s there. As Motherwell try to string a few passes together. Josh Law. Remember, it will be Donald Curry with Alec Ray, Stephen Craigan during the half-time interval. Dissect the first half.
The Premiership side looking good.
Marvellous for Motherwell. Lee Owen got the ball rolling, the opening goal, and then Stephen McManus with the second from a set piece. Rangers have serious thinking to do at the break in the first leg of this playoff final. Rangers 0, Motherwell 2.
Welcome back to Ibrox. Motherwell are leading by 2-0 in the break. And a note for your diary as well. FA Cup preview show, you could see our FA Cup final starts. Our coverage kicks off at 1 PM. A whole host of big names on that programme. And then from 5 PM, the build-up continues. Arsenal against Aston Villa at Wembley. An FA Cup final for you. Also a German Cup final on Saturday. This one on BT Sport 2 at 6:45. Borussia Dortmund against Wolfsburg. Jurgen Klopp's last game in charge. Alex Ray and Stephen Craigan watching on with us. There's a shock factor around here. Your old team, I don't think many people here saw this coming.
Well, I'm not shocked if I'm honest. I think a lot of Rangers fans, because they get through against Hibs and against Queen of the South, they expected Rangers to dominate the game, which they've done in the first 10 minutes, Darryl. But you think of those performances and results where Rangers have been efficient, they've been solid defensively, they've been organised. To me, at times tonight, they've looked a little bit disjointed.
Rangers had the early chances, they had the early pressure. We thought Motherwell looked nervy.
Yeah, well, the tactics are perfect here. They just flood the midfielders, 5 across there. Kenny Miller does ever so well here. He gets in between the lines and gets in behind the midfield. And they're now trying to recover Motherwell. He has a lovely shot here, Kenny, but not enough curl on the ball.
And then Nicky Law gets a chance soon after, Stephen.
Well, you could see that was the concern for Motherwell, Darryl. You know, I touched on it at the top of the show about leaving that gap, and you could see early on they weren't too sure whether to go forward or whether to come back. This would be a huge concern, because when you get wingers in defensive areas, too often they let the ball go in behind them like Marvin Johnson does. He has to narrow up and, you know, try and close that gap, and suddenly Nicky Law has a great chance. Alec and I said that he should probably keep the ball low. When the ball goes high, it's always in the goalkeeper's favour. If he drills it low and hard, it may take a deflection, but in the end it was a comfortable save by George Long.
Rangers having all the chances at that point, but Motherwell adapted in that first half, didn't they, in some warning shots, and then all of a sudden Lee Irwin puts them ahead. Did you see this coming?
Yeah, well, at this stage they were starting to have them a counter-attack here. If you look at the back line here, Zaluskis must match Irwin down the flank here. What he doesn't want is, he doesn't want them to face him up, and now he's got a dilemma, Zaluskis, and he doesn't cope with it very well. The boy does a lovely step over here. I thought Lee Wallace might have come out and blocked the line to goal there. Obviously, he's took a deflection and gone in.
We picked out Zaluskis ahead of the game as the key man, because we know he needed a big performance for Rangers tonight. So far, when he's been squared up one-on-one, it's not gone well for him, Stephen.
Well, it's about taking responsibility and being a leader, Darryl, and making big decisions, right decisions in the game. His first decision's awful by stepping up. His second decision's even worse because he doesn't close him down. And once you enter the box as a central defender, you don't want to touch a player. If he goes down, it could be a penalty kick. And then gradually it got worse, because, you know, for me, he was at fault for the second goal. You know, when the ball's in a wide area, it's a free kick. People normally have men to mark, you have to pick up an area. So this is, I think
Lee Irwin just afterwards,
this is a Lee Irwin chance.
He could have made it 2 here.
Well, this was the warning sign from set pieces. that Motherwell probably have a height advantage, and Motherwell were looking to capitalise on it to get away with one. It should have been another corner, but certainly a warning sign was there.
That was the warning shot, and just after, another set piece, another free kick, and Stephen McManus, ex-Celtic, of course, at Ibrox, he pops up with this.
Yeah, but he's about 4 yards off his man here, and he can't get close enough to him.
Zaliukas again.
Yes, he winds up on the wrong side of the defence here, and he finishes up about 3 yards off him, and McManus has attacked that ever so well and given the goalkeeper no chance.
Rangers got lots of plaudits against Hibs for being organised at the back, for having men in the right areas, for actually going and winning headers. That said at the top of the programme, Zaliukas and McGregor's game is simplified against Hibs. Win your headers, there's no space behind you, be a good defender. Tonight, Zaliukas in particular has been the complete opposite.
So, Rangers 0, Motherwell 2 at the break. Who saw this coming? Lee Owen. He's been great late in the season. He put Motherwell ahead, and then shortly after, Stephen McManus has made it 2. Rangers need something to take to Fir Park. Second half is on the way next, and who knows, there could be changes. Maybe Chris Boyd to come on in the second half. You never know. Welcome back to Ibrox. Let me remind you, tomorrow morning, 8 AM and BT Sport 2, our coverage of the MotoGP continues. That's the Grand Prix from Italy. Lovely Tuscany there. Free practice starts tomorrow. The big race is on Sunday. Rangers have a big race on their hands here because they're 2 down at the break. And how are they going to get back into this game? Are they going to make some changes? Do they have to do it now, Alex?
No, I think they'll probably wait maybe 15 minutes or so. You can maybe bring in Shane Ferguson, a bit of magic, a bit of pace, a bit of invention, and may well bring Chris Boyd on at some stage to try and nick that goal. Motherwell will just want to do exactly the same in that second half because, yes, some struggles defensively at the very beginning of that half, but when they're going forward, they're causing Rangers a lot of problems.
Well, the game suits Motherwell's style at the minute. When you've got Lionel Ainsworth on the right-hand side, who's a ball carrier, can carry it 70, 80 yards up the pitch. Marvin Johnson on the other side. So with Lee Wallace coming forward, Richie Foster coming forward, it exposes the 2 central defenders in wide areas, as we've already seen for the goal. So Ian Barraclough and Stephen Robinson's message will be, keep the same. Just keep your shape, keep consolidated, keep congested in midfield, and try and play from midfield forward, you know, with the pace that they have.
Everyone was saying ahead of the game, Motherwell had to stay in this tie. They've been so poor away from home. Now it's the flip side. It's Rangers that need to try and find a way to get back into this. Yeah, I think Rangers need to show a bit of patience, and when they get into that final third, they need to have a better quality ball coming into the box. It's been really poor from Foster on the right-hand side. Wallace has put one good ball in, but they need to do more of that, and the final ball's got crucial.
It's just about playing that extra pass sometimes, Alex, isn't it? You know, sometimes when you see Foster or Wallace, as soon as they get near the box, they feel as if they have to cross it. You've got Kerry Miller and Nicky Clark. There's not great height in there, Darryl, so play the extra pass and look for the gap.
The Rangers fans are getting right behind their team as their team emerge from that tunnel. Can they fight back? We're going to find out right now with Gary McAllister and Derek Ray.
Rangers' 4th game in 11 days, and it's proving to be a rigorous examination. A very competent Motherwell display as they try to make it 31 successive top-flight seasons. Goals from Irwin and McManus, and it will be the Lanarkshire side to kick off the second half. All the final checks made by referee Bobby Madden, and away they go. They were under a bit of early strain, Motherwell, but they grew right into this contest. A mature performance. Rangers know they've got to get themselves back into this, and quickly. Lee Wallace. Kenny Miller. There's young Andy Murdoch. Moving with plenty of freedom. Kenny Miller, by the look of things. To Foster. Shoulder to shoulder there with Marvin Johnson. Yeah, good strain, Marvin Johnson. There's Nicky Law. Foster. Marius Zaliukas. Wallace on the left. Shields. Wallace, a bit untidy. Shields getting it back now, Murdoch. They've got that block in place. Defended pretty
pretty stoutly. George Long called upon on a couple of occasions. Now Stephen Pearson. Shields with the despairing challenge. Irwin takes over. It's Ainsworth! Motherwell steal! It cuts through Rangers again! 3 for Motherwell. Lethal!
Oh, this is absolutely blistering here. Good interception by Pearson inside that final third, and then they just burst forward with great pace. And look at the movement here. No, the ball doesn't stay still. There's great movement, angled movement, and the finish is top draw. But you won't see a better goal in this. Going from defence to attack in an instant. And the movement and the finish, classy.
Wonderful fluency from Motherwell. And Lionel Ainsworth savours the moment. Stephen Pearson started that. Rangers couldn't get close to him. Ainsworth joins in the fun from the Motherwell point of view, but the Rangers fans aren't smiling.
Oh, it was the quality and the pace, Derek. It was blistering pace.
Well, what can Rangers do to stop the rot? Entire counter-attack happening in about, what, 10 seconds. As Murdoch is going astray, a chase back for Wallace. So many speculating that Rangers were well placed based on their respective squads to build up a significant lead to carry with them to Fir Park. Well, it's going completely the other way. Motherwell at the moment appear to be a very good bet to preserve their top flight status. Kenny Miller. Lasley. Miller's throw, here's Vučkić, has a bit of space, and it's Vučkić! George Long up to the task.
Well, they'll just take their eye off the ball. Nearly get caught.
Clark and Vučkić inside the 6-yard box. Nicky Law. Janiukas competing for the ball, back in by Shields. And the ball goes around, a shot for handball. Nothing there, says Bobby Madden. Irwin stretches his legs. There was an immediate appeal from Rangers.
Yeah, Motherwell can't quite clear. It just comes off his knee, and that's a desperate call for a penalty.
Not unlike the Dean Shields incident we saw at Easter Road on Saturday.
Totally unaware as it come off his knee and then up over his hand.
Rangers 0, Motherwell 3. Motherwell, who last recorded an Ibrox victory against Rangers way back in 1997. Janiukas. Wallace. And Long says, that's mine. Vučkić had the chance earlier.
Yeah, Motherwell just went to sleep. It's a quick throw in to Vučkić. Stays nice and big. Good stop.
Seven goal attempts by Rangers as opposed to 6 by Motherwell. 4 Motherwell efforts on target. 3 goals. Efficiency.
This tells you something about the quality as well.
What can Rangers do to give themselves a lift?
Well, Motherwell just allowing Rangers possession. It suits them just to sit in there and have that good defensive block and hit in the counter.
Wallace stretching out was McManus. This in his 4th Rangers season, former Hearts man. Wasn't sure if he was going to take a nap. Certainly it's contrasting emotions. Joy for the 950 Motherwell supporters. That's the allocation they were given by Rangers tonight.
It's the steel men that are bouncing.
It's by McDonald. It's the breakaway. Law moved in. Stephen Pearson hesitating. Law trying to drive Rangers forward. Wallace. There's going to be a change for Rangers with young Tom Walsh introduced. 18-year-old. Miller. There's Clark. And George Long sliding and gathering. A lone spell at Oxford from Sheffield United earlier this season. Certainly wasn't in the plans of Michael Appleton there. Indeed, Shields will be the player to go off in order that Walsh can come on, Gary.
Yeah, they need to change something. Get some impetus. Indeed, Shields has struggled to influence the game.
Clark of Lasley trying to break things up. Miller for Law. Wallace off to the left. Defenders retreating. Motherwell had sufficient bodies back.
Still the best attacking option, Lee Wallace. Involved in all Rangers attacking play.
Now the personnel change. Kenny Black telling Tom Walsh it's your turn now. Dean Shields departs. Tom Walsh, born in Kilmarnock. New substitute in the last 4 matches for Rangers, but it is his 9th appearance of the season. Kitch trying to keep his balance, pulled it away by Lasley. The dangerous Ainsworth. Showed too much of it to Foster. Chris Boyd is getting the call as well here. Here is Walsh. Foster. Murdoch. To get it into the path of Kenny Miller. Tom Walsh. Big run with the idea. Nicky Clark getting on the end of it. It was a devastating Motherwell counter-attack. Saw them go 3 in front. Go back to that in a second. As the Rangers change, Chris Boyd on. Let's have a look at this counter-attack, Gary.
Yeah, just look at the ground it is what makes up here. Look at his movement, then he changes his movement again. Presence of mind, he knows exactly where that goes, doesn't even have to look. Wonderful strike. That was hunger and desire, that's what that was. And then the quality at the end.
Ainsworth's goal. Let's confirm the substitution for you. Scott McDonald tries to make it interesting. Nicky Clark making way for Chris Boyd. In goes Josh Law. Chris Boyd. 11 goals in 16 matches for Rangers against Motherwell. Stuart McCall going to the bench twice now.
Of course, they're 2 offensive changes. They need something. A little spark of inspiration.
Rangers fans are looking for something to cling to. Won by at least 3 goals and 3 of the last 4 visits to Fir Park. What
This to Walsh, and they've chiselled a corner out of that. Rangers ahead in corners. They were decisively behind in corners in the home match against Hibs, but still won that game 2-0. Nicky Law off the head of Stephen McManus. Scott McDonald, who got the toe on it. Jaliukas trying to compose himself. McDonald for Lasley. Ainsworth. He's a super player to have on the pitch when you are in a counter-attacking frame of mind, and Ainsworth outpacing Wallace, stabbed away by Foster. Josh Law, Keith Lasley, Scott McDonald. Ainsworth's pass, Lee Irwin, on the move here, Irwin, corner to Motherwell.
Use the movement of Josh Law really well there. He's turned away, winning the corner.
Motherwell being cheered on by that knot of supporters. Said 950 of them. Rangers will get 1,500 for the return leg at Fir Park on Sunday. Ainsworth. Turned by Irwin. A bit scruffy. Wallace. That was a tidy pass to Walsh. Just couldn't move quickly enough. It's Steely Hamill. Ended up being a fine ball to Lee Irwin. Chopped off by Foster, and now Bell. Foster again. 13 minutes into the second half. Motherwell with a very healthy 3-0 advantage. First leg of this playoff final. The Rangers have to settle for another season in the second tier of Scottish football. Wallace, Murdoch, Foster coming into the move. Nicky Law using Tom Walsh. Murdoch. Jaliukas. Expected from Rangers, it's Wallace to hit it with his weaker foot. McDonald. And Marvin Johnson. Accurate pass it was by McDonald. Johnson. Irwin. Down goes Lee Irwin. In front of the referee, but nothing doing. Flat on his back. Lee Irwin, Johnson, and Foster. So fiercely.
Motherwell feel they should have 2 fouls. This is the one in the corner. As Marvin Johnson just tries to protect it. He's right through the back of him there. Lee Irwin tries to play the 1-2. It's clearly blocked right in front of the referee.
Neither one given us a free kick.
Bobby Madden having none of it.
Hamill with the throw. Walsh. Gone past the hour mark, and it's so far so good for Motherwell. Finished 5 points behind 10th place Kilmarnock. 6 points better off than last place St Mirren. McDonald. Pearson for McDonald. Ainsworth. McDonald.
Oh, the finish was poor. Clearly see the confidence in the build-up.
McGregor. And a reminder, he will be absent the second leg on Sunday, ruled out through suspension. Pearson. Josh Law. It's all very calm from Motherwell. Owen. Ainsworth gives it to McDonald. Owen popping up again. Vucic. And Nicky Law. Former Motherwell player. Richard Foster. It was a performance of grit and gumption in the home match against Hibernian by Rangers. Being outdone tonight.
Set across the middle of the park. Motherwell have been quicker to the ball, they've snapped at the challenge. All the little 50-50s they've won.
Oh, shall we dance? Kerry Miller, his dance partner was Keith Lasley.
And again, Motherwell midfielder snapping in. Getting touch tight.
Ainsworth. Just checked himself. Now Owen. Goes down a bit tamely. Walsh. Now Miller. Foster. Walsh. An amazing run. The capacity to excite Tom Walsh, but maybe a bit rash in taking on that shot from a long way out.
At least he's trying to provoke something. Taking a bit of responsibility. He goes over the bar. It's the Rangers fans off their seats.
To the Copland Road stand. It all started with Lee Irwin on 27 minutes. It took a deflection of Darren McGregor. Irwin's goal, Stephen McManus with the second, decisive header, and then Lionel Ainsworth with number 3. Motherwell counter-attack at pace, Rangers scrambling, emphatic finish from Ainsworth. Stevie Hamill, I remember speaking to him a couple of months ago. He kept saying to me, don't worry, I'll be back for the end of the season. At that point he didn't know if it would be the playoffs. He was hoping Motherwell wouldn't be involved in playoff action. So dependable. McManus. Johnson trying to head flick it on. Pearson. Actually distributes shrewdly. Intelligent player in possession. Owen, Donald, Ainsworth nearly in there again. Cut out by McGregor. You can see what the Motherwell plan is all about now. White header on. Kenny Miller stumbles. And that's going to be a free kick. Now, will there be a card to follow? Yellow one. So just a booking after that. Lewis Lang was chasing back.
The Rangers front two combine. Kenny Miller just nicks it past Lewis Lang. What you call a professional foul. He knew exactly what he was doing. He had to stop Kenny Miller.
Nicky Law floats it in. George Long. He's often punch happy as goalkeepers go. Now striding forward, Marvin Johnson. It's Lee Irwin looking to run to his right. Checking play by Johnson. Down goes Nicky Law. Johnson right across the face of goal. Oh, it's squandered. Lionel Ainsworth. Goal at his mercy.
Well, again, this is what separates the two sides. It's just the pace of Motherwell's attack and the quality. Puts Nicky Law in the deck. He whips it across the 6-yard box. Oh, what a chance for Ainsworth. They've attacked with such pace, and it's the quality at the end of it as well. Whipped across that 6-yard box. The goal at his mercy. Can't keep it down.
Well, remember that moment if Motherwell don't put this to bed. Rangers change. Marius Jadiukas, third to go off for the Ibrox club, and Shane Ferguson finally involved on the pitch. The Northern Ireland international. Only 2 appearances this season have been for his country. It's the Faroe Islands and Greece. From Newcastle, Ainsworth not able to bring the ball under control. Here's Vučkić. Ferguson, swift as a deer, takes on Josh Law. Ainsworth is bullied out of it by Murdoch. Foster now, chip in there by Richard Foster. Donald. Owen. It's effective work. Ainsworth. Here's Marvin Johnson. Well able to soak up the pressure and try to hit on the break. That's the battle plan for Ian Barraclough's side.
Yeah, they're well suited for it as well. It was that brave decision before the game to go with the 2 pacey wide men. Caused Rangers all sorts of problems this evening.
Talking of pacey wide men, Anthony Straker. It's as though he's going to be involved. Lee Owen. Those of you of a certain age might remember Lee Owen's father, Henry Owen, Harry Owen as he was known to most people. Former Airdrie, Stennis viewer, Stirlingshire, Alloa player. It's going to be Anthony Straker time. Scott McDonald. Well, his experience comes in so handy on these big occasions for Motherwell. Stevie Hamill looking over, I think his number is up. Ian Barraclough wanted to make that change. Board wasn't quite ready though. Nicky Law. We spoke about all these experienced campaigners on the Motherwell side. Lasley, McManus, Hamill, McDonald.
They've all come to the fore this evening.
Shouldn't forget about Pearson either. Second spell with the club.
Yeah, he was instrumental in that 3rd goal. He won the ball in that middle third.
Ferguson, return on the Jets. Rangers corner. Ferguson will let Vučkić do the honours, but before the corner can be taken, Stevie Hamill will be replaced by Anthony Straker. Hamill giving Motherwell just about 70 honest minutes. Ian Barraclough is giving Anthony Straker a few words of wisdom. 26-year-old on loan from York City. And the Motherwell fans will tell you all about Stevie Hamill and his significance. He was relegated from the Championship south of the border with Southend back in 2007. Has no intention of being relegated with Motherwell this season. Straker for Hamill then. Nicky Law and Darren McGregor. It was Pearson doing the defending, and he deserves the credit.
Well, Pearson just did enough there.
Conversation there between Ian Barraclough and Stevie Hamill. As Hamill retreats to the bench. Inside the final 20 minutes, Ferguson is trying to give Rangers something different on that left-hand side. Nicky Law being harried. And illegal it too. Pearson, the miscreant. Rangers taking it quickly, as they're obliged to do under the circumstances. Nicky Law. There's Tom Walsh. He has Straker for company now. Quite sure of left back as Straker's best position. Vučkić couldn't locate it. It's away by Lang to begin with, and now Ainsworth gets into his stride. Wallace backing off. Ainsworth. Excellent play. Law. Marvin Johnson takes aim. It's into the Broomloan stand. Tottenham against Sydney FC. You can see that game on Saturday, 11 in the morning, BT Sport 1. Later on Saturday, it's the FA Cup final. Arsenal against Aston Villa, host of big-name guests with Jake Humphrey. All the programmes available through btsport.com and the BT Sport app. Rangers punchless so far.
Interesting duel this evening, Pearson Law. He's really went after Nicky Law every time he receives possession. Really snapped into the challenge.
Walsh. Foster. Oh, it's one of the best balls of the night! And Chris Boyd thought that was going in, but then there was George Long.
The beautiful lofted ball up to the back post by Foster. Boyd just times his run against Lang. It's a great save from Long here. Powers the header, and he saves it with his forehead.
Improvised goalkeeping, whatever it takes. Nicky Law. To curl it in. McGregor again. Vying for it, goal kick this time, says Bobby Madden.
This is whipped in. It's McGregor after it. He heads it out. This is the one just before. Boyd just pulls away, then attacks it. What a save in the end. It's pure reaction, and he can't believe it.
Off the napper of the goalkeeper. Well, at the moment it stands to be Motherwell's biggest Ibrox victory in 54 years. So much was made of a wretched record at this ground. It's not very well to talk about that, but then you have to think about the Motherwell players in this side and how many of them actually played at Ibrox before. Walsh to do it on his own. McManus away.
Always that debate as well, Derek, the difference between the Championship and the Premiership. I think we've seen it tonight. I think the quality, the speed, the effectiveness of the way Motherwell have countered.
Down at McGregor. He's had to pick himself up time and again throughout his football career. Various disappointments, injuries. Need to go back to the junior ranks at one time. Ferguson in there. Off the head of Lasley. Walsh. Wasn't quite right for Boyd. McDonald is the auxiliary defender. Here's Irwin. Irwin, who is out of contract with Motherwell at the end of this season. Now a scuffle for the ball. Stuart McCall right in the thick of things. I think it's lifted the Rangers fans.
That's exactly how he played.
It's nearly a comedic moment. Vucic. Lang. Ainsworth. He was an automatic selection, Lionel Ainsworth, tonight, but he at Paraclub must be saying to himself, delighted I named Ainsworth from the outset.
He can definitely pat himself in the back.
To George Long inside the final quarter of an hour. It's by Murdoch. Miller. Here's Boyd. Missed out Nicky Law. Using Ferguson instead. Johnson to no one in particular. And Ian Barraclough was able to smile about the stramash of a minute or so ago, to use a good Scottish football word, bequeathed to us by the late, great Arthur Montford.
McCall in search of the ball.
Foster for Walsh. Rangers eat into this sizable Motherwell lead. Still have a chance. Ferguson. A bit of skating with the ball at his feet, but it's a corner when all is said and done. Mickey Law to take this. On to the centre, McGregor was up there. Lapse of concentration by Foster. Hearing it from the Rangers supporters. Keith Lasley. Oh, no foul there by Vučkić. Motherwell might be onto something here. It's Irwin. Problem solved by Murdoch.
Ainsworth just needed to be a little bit more tidy there. Great opportunity to find the run of Irwin.
Ainsworth. Irwin was making the run off the ball. McGregor matching that Irwin run. Productive loan spell at Arbroath. Last season, Lee Irwin scored 8 goals in 11 matches, but then suffered a horrific knee injury. Straker just did the needful. There's going to be a Motherwell substitution. Keith Moore has been going through his paces. Walsh for Rangers. Law. It's between Vučkić and Boyd. Need a drink to Lang. Chris Lang, the 22-year-old. Straker. Such an attack-minded fullback, but his job here is to keep the door bolted. Keep Walsh in check. Slithers out. It's going to be a Rangers throw. Straker looking perplexed.
They're starting to pick up a few little niggles. Pearson just felt his hamstring there a little.
Hilo. There's Foster. Moore was on his feet seconds ago on the bench. Walsh. Energetic play. And the corner conceded by Straker. They've changed their minds, Motherwell. Simon Ramsden instead of Craig Moore. That is Vučkić, George Long. Strong punch again. Vučkić, the Slovenian. Long watches. Goal kick. Ian Barraclough's side, and with a wonderful chance of staying in the top flight. Remember, everything will be decided on Sunday at Fir Park. We're with you from 2:15. Second leg of the playoff final, BT Sport 1. And then on Wednesday, join us please for the SPFL season review. All the key moments from the campaign. Some of the Rangers fans have seen enough. Clearly not convinced that there is a fight back in the offing. Ferguson. Just one goal could make all the difference to Rangers' morale going into the second match. Vučkić has got the arm raised, appealing. I think more in hope than in expectation. And it's Pearson on the ground. Inquiry by Vučkić just seconds ago.
This just happened as he was attempting to close Nicky Law down. He's been after him with real vigour the whole night.
It's about agony and ecstasy. These playoff matches. Pearson off the pitch. So they'll have to cover up for him. Simon Ramsden, though, has been given the green light to come on. Where it comes from Law this time. McGregor! Rangers pull one back. They're on the score sheet. Darren McGregor. And it changes the Ibrox atmosphere. It's the player of the year, it gets them back in it. And those Rangers fans will start to come back into the stadium. He rises well and punches the header in. Gets between two defenders. Well, he rises really well, gets above McManus to win the ball. And Lasley can do nothing on the line. And all of a sudden, Ibrox is lifted. All of a sudden, the decibel level upped. Motherwell still in control of the tie. As we said, even just one goal can make a difference going into the second leg. May just be thinking of it coming back in. Rangers fans have had so little to shout about tonight. I said earlier, the away goals rule not in effect. Whether it comes from Ferguson. Foster's header on, striker. Stuart McCall frantically trying to play the role of ball boy. Second time of asking. Murdoch. Here's Wallace. Now Law. Just be wondering if they can plant the seed of fear in Motherwell minds. Oh, Wallace, it's a shocking pass. Straight to Ainsworth. Now Irwin, stumble by Darren McGregor. Ainsworth, one for Irwin to go after, didn't have the legs. Foster covers up. Lee Wallace. Ferguson. Scott McDonald waiting. Been such a frustrating night for Rangers prior to the McGregor goal. And it comes from Nicky Law, Darren McGregor in the middle of things again. Walsh. To Foster, just over the head of Boyd, concession in the corner by Josh Law. And the Rangers fans believing again.
That's another great ball whipped in. Josh Law at the back post, can't take any chances. Ferguson was creeping.
Nicky Law wasn't one of his best. Very poor away record, much better at Fir Park. They'll have home advantage on Sunday. Sort of lead will they carry into that game? Here's McGregor. Rangers have reduced the arrears. 3-0 to 3-1. Trying to knock on the door again. Law. Walsh. Sketch to stab it into the path of a teammate. Foster. Motherwell have defended with aplomb for most of this game. Boyd and Murdoch. 4 minutes remaining. Tension levels ratcheted up again. Ferguson and Long. Boyd.
Looks over towards the assistant referee on the near side. He thought there was a bit of wrongdoing. Something to say to striker.
Well, he tries to make his movement. Striker's got his arms there. It would have been a soft one.
Well, there's going to be a Motherwell substitution as we look at Darren McGregor, the man who has given Rangers a bit of hope. Well, you've got to say the favourites in terms of the two-legged tie, leading 3-1. Moore is going to take the place of Lee Irwin. Irwin got things started. First Motherwell scorer tonight. It's a very bright future, Lee Irwin.
This is when he gets himself in the wide against Zalukas. A little foot over. It's a good strike. He's fortunate to get the ricochet off McGregor. He'll take it. It's been a good evening for the big fella.
So Craig Moore on to run at the Rangers defence in the last few minutes. First portion of his season blighted by a knee injury. Walsh. Striker trying to stay with him. Succeeded in doing that, but it's a corner to Rangers with 2 minutes of normal time to go. It's a massive Rangers advantage as far as corners go. Good catch. Well, defenders having to take charge, and McManus usually does. Murdoch, simple ball with an effective one. Ferguson over there again. Kenny Miller trying to nod it towards goal. There's no question of the handball in there. Lasley's pass. Ainsworth, and away goes Moore. Vučkić. Back with Kelly Bell. 90 seconds of normal time remaining. Critical juncture of this playoff final.
In these periods of the game, Motherwell must try and keep possession of the football better.
Craig Moore throwing himself at it. He's accompanied by Darren McGregor. Nicky Law now.
Just wave after wave of attack.
Shane Ferguson, Murdoch off to his left. Nicky Law. Behind him, Aris Vučkić. Hasn't really been able to get a firm hold on the reins in this first leg, Vučkić. Seen enough of the ball. In by Murdoch. Chris Boyd with freedom! Offside. Not to be for Boyd.
Well, the flag was up nice and early. It's a good little spot by Murdoch. He just pulls away, as you can clearly see. Good decision by the referee's assistant. He's offside.
3-1 it remains. Stuart McCall, who was in charge of Motherwell until the 2nd of November. Almost 4 years at the helm. He had a sixth sense when he took on the Rangers job that it might come down to this. 4 minutes of added time. We're hearing Vučkić scampering forward. Does he have the angle? And it's Vučkić!
He picks this up. Motherwell think they're doing a good job forcing him wide, and he goes even wider as he got the angle to get across long. He just can't keep it inside the far post. Doesn't quite catch it. Keeper's comfortable.
Waves of Rangers pressure. But still 3-1 to Motherwell. Will be a minimum of 4 added minutes. Moore was jockeying for position with Darren McGregor. Lee Wallace. Can Rangers inch closer to Motherwell ahead of the second leg? Shane Ferguson. I wonder if we'll see Ferguson from the start.
He's done well since he arrived on the pitch. He's been effective on that left-hand side. He's had plenty of crosses into the box.
Now Vučkić.
Going one way, then the other. Hanismovich gets. Oh, and it's so nearly an own goal. Stephen McManus. He held his breath. Wasn't sure. Chris Boyd with a tap on the shoulder. Former teammates. Good pals away from the game. Tension laden. Nicky Law. It's McGregor up there again. Manus up there again. Foster. Law. Speculative ball. Fall for Walsh. Lasley. And McDonald comes away with it. Craig Moore. Lasley for Moore. Motherwell able to use Ainsworth as an outlet. Moore comes off Wallace, and it's a Motherwell corner in added time at the end of the game.
They cleverly run it into the corner. Just try and waste a few seconds. It was clever play.
Taken short by Ainsworth. Plenty of noise coming from the Motherwell section. The Motherwell boys, the Ultras. I'm sure they'll be part of the home advantage Motherwell will enjoy on Sunday. Only 1,500 Rangers supporters, certainly in terms of the ticket allocation. Motherwell wasting a bit of time. Ian Vanderclough, heart-stopping moment at the other end for him.
Yeah, Butchie's just wriggles himself free. Oh, the deflection off McManus. Whew, big sigh of relief.
Andy Murdoch had to play it into reverse. Foster, out of play it goes. Hang on, Bobby Madden, what's he given? I think he's given it Rangers' way. The assistant referee had said the ball had gone out. So Rangers will get the chance to play this in. It's going to be a free kick further back, in front of the technical areas. Richard Foster. Motherwell not too happy with that decision as it bobbles around. Marvin Johnson. We've gone past the 4 minutes in stoppage time. Foster trying to plug the gap. Moore up against him. And taken away from Wallace. Free kick to Rangers. Still playing. But not anymore. It's advantage Motherwell going into the return leg. Lionel Ainsworth scored the third goal early in the second half after Lee Irwin and Stephen McManus had made it 2-0 to the Steelmen at the break. There is still a bit of hope for Rangers thanks to Darren McGregor and his late goal. It puts a better complexion on it from the Rangers' point of view, but Motherwell, make no mistake, are going to be very difficult to beat by the margin that Rangers require on Sunday. The final score in the first leg of this Premiership playoff final is Rangers 1, Motherwell 3.
Derek and Gary, many thanks indeed. Those Motherwell fans could hardly believe it. No wins here since 1997. History was against them. They didn't read the history books. They recorded one of their biggest wins ever. And Rangers have got so much work to do. We've got the second leg coming for you Sunday, 2:15, 45-minute build-up for a 3 p.m. kick-off live from Fir Park on BT Sport 1. It will be an intriguing watch. Lee Irwin, Steve McManus, Lionel Ainsworth have given Motherwell a big lead, and our review is coming up next. The away fans are in heaven. No wonder at Ibrox tonight it finished in remarkable fashion. Motherwell have won by 3-1. Lee Irwin put them ahead. Stephen McManus nodded in the second. The home support were in shock, but it got worse for them. Man of the match Lionel Ainsworth scored on the break. Darren McGregor has given Rangers a little bit of hope though. A mountain decline though at Fir Park. Reaction with Ainsworth and Stephen McManus.
Stephen, how pleased are you with that victory?
Yeah, listen, it's a good win for us. You know, we came here with a game plan. We certainly believed that we could get something here. So, listen, we know it's early days in the tie. We've got a lot to do. Rangers will come out the blocks the same as they did tonight. But nights like this, it's important that you take the positives, which is, for us, it was great.
Pleased with your own goal as well?
Yeah, listen, it's not about who scores. It's about it was about putting in a performance that supporters could have been proud of, the players could have been proud of, because the manager and the coaching staff have been working tremendously hard since they've come in. So, listen, the tie's halfway through, so a long way to go. But we've given ourselves a half decent chance. But Rangers will still fancy themselves as well.
Lionel, you must have been pleased to score the third goal.
Oh, very pleased. You know, I like playing on TV. You know, I was thinking about it before the game. Just wanted to go out there and showcase what I could do, but as a team performance, brilliant. You know, we're disappointed with the goal. You know, we've got to go and score 3 to beat us now, but we know we've got to keep doing what we're doing, play to our strengths. You know, we put balls in the box here. You've got people like Mick that'll go and edit. You know, we're happy with the win, but like he says, it's only half the job done.
Well played, Lionel. You're the BT Sport man of the match. Stephen, you could do the honours. Well done, lads.
Cheers, thank you.
Well, the Motherwell fans are going bananas in Ibrox, but look at that in the away dressing room. It's a measured response from the players despite one of the biggest results in their history. Ian Barraclough going round all the players one by one saying, well done. What a result. Alex Ray and Stephen Craigan have been watching on. Stephen, I think a lot of people were in absolute shock here, but Motherwell have produced maybe the best performance of the season by a distance.
And the game plan worked. You know, Stephen said that in his interview there. You know, they've been working hard the last 10 days. I know they have. You know, some of the players didn't play last weekend. But I think in the face of adversity, the Motherwell players have stood up and been counted. You know, we spoke pretty much about the experienced players. Sometimes, you know, the game management not being very good. Tonight it was excellent. You know, led by McManus, led by Lee Irwin at times. But, you know, when you look back at the goals, Stuart McCall will feel, and Alec feels as well, that Rangers could have done a lot better. Really naive defending. He's an experienced international defender. You know, stepping up and leaving space in behind, then not putting pressure on the ball. If he was a young centre-half, you could understand, but not an international defender, Darryl.
Lee Irwin played well tonight, but that's far too easy a goal to give away, isn't it?
Yes, you shouldn't be allowing him to turn and face you up, and once he does that, he's in trouble there, and he just can't recover, and obviously it's a deflected goal in, but you have to give Motherwell plenty of credit for the performance tonight.
And they are still celebrating inside here. What a night for the Motherwell fans. Steve McManus then made it 2-0. It was a set-piece. Rangers had a warning just before this, Stephen.
Well, it's just a decent ball into the box. You know, there's nothing special about it. But as we've seen later on from the Rangers goal, players have jobs to do. Players have men to pick up, and it just seemed to sum up Mario Zaliuc's night. Eventually went off in the second half, but you know, you've got a job to do. Go against your man. He must know McManus is aggressive in the air. Go and get the head on it. Suddenly Rangers are really in the back foot.
Rangers needed something in the second half. They didn't expect this though. Lionel Ainsworth, the man of the match, who was fantastic on the break here. Well, they were exposed again.
Yeah, we said at half-time they had to take care in the final third. They give away cheap possession there, and this played right into Motherwell's hands. You look at the pace that they're breaking it here. It's a brilliant little run for the other Irwin to take him away, free up Ainsworth for the shot, and it's a clinical finish.
What an absolutely brilliant goal that is.
At that stage in the game, it was about running power. It was about being able to cover the ground, and Motherwell done it ever so well. It showed towards the end, Darryl. They put so much into the first 70-75 minutes. You cannot maintain that intensity. However, you know, credit to Lionel Ainsworth. He said himself he enjoys playing on TV. He enjoys playing in front of the BT Sport cameras, that's for sure.
And you said it was a brave decision to play the two wingers. It's absolutely paid off. Hope for Rangers though. Darren McGregor, their player of the season, nodded one in. It's got them back in it, Alex, but only just.
Yeah, well, the substitute come on, he didn't pick up there, and it gives Rangers a lifeline here. Just a little bit of movement, but the boy just doesn't pick up, and he gets a free header.
That'll be the slight disappointment from Ian Barraclough. The fact that he felt that the side were doing so well, you know, they were containing Rangers for long spells. He makes a substitution. Simon Ransom, you know, is on. He's not really ready and set for the corner kick. It was a crucial time to bring him on. Unfortunately, you know, he couldn't get the header.
Just before that goal, though, this tie could have been almost over. Yeah. Ainsworth, who was brilliant, should have scored here, shouldn't he, Alex?
Yeah, again, it's a counter-attack. They were great. This was great play. Johnson turning him inside out. He loses his footing here, and he's just put his foot right through there and side-footed it over the bar. It's a great opportunity to make it 4.
You see it from here that, you know, Alex and I had said that, you know, he could have went with the front of his foot. He opens his foot up, and you know, the minute you open your foot up, more than likely the ball's going to go into the air. Whereas if he'd kept with his laces, he could have hit the ball into the ground, and that was a crucial moment. 4-0 and the tie was over. You know, but you know, fortunately for Rangers, it wasn't.
For large parts of this game, Haris Vucic, who's been so good for Rangers throughout the time since he's joined from Newcastle, he wasn't involved enough. He did get a few wee half chances. George Long played well.
Yeah, I've got to say that was a tremendous strike there.
It's a great save from Boyd too.
Yeah, it was point blank, and Boyd would be disappointed he didn't score there. Again, Vucic goes onto his left foot here and he just drags it wide of the post, but he's got to make the keeper work there for me.
It was just at this stage, you know, Rangers were kind of galvanised. The goal that brought life into them. Motherwell were retreating towards their own goal. They were trying to hang on to what they had. Big Steve McManus was really lucky, but you know, sometimes in these games, you know, you need a little bit of luck. Motherwell, I think, over the past 10-12 weeks, haven't had the, you know, little bits of luck to go in their favour. Tonight, they were, especially the McManus one, that was a huge slice.
It was almost 3-2. So how do Rangers go about this at Fir Park now?
Yeah, well, I think they need to go to a back three. You look at how good they were. Little Ferguson come on, he was instrumental, driving forward, frees up the right-hand side as well, and then he can get in behind them, because I think they'll play the same way. Motherwell, I think they'll sit in and they'll try and hit them on a counter-attack.
Let's hear from a man I'm sure is absolutely delighted, Ian Barraclough, the Motherwell manager with Mark Guidi.
Ian, how pleased are you with that victory?
Delighted, of course it is. It's to come here, score 3 goals, play the way the boys did. We worked on stuff all week, and they did it to a T. It was fantastic.
From your goalkeeper right through to your front two, you must be very proud of your players.
Yeah, we did. Had to do a lot of defending there. We got a little bit deeper and deeper. We had to make 1 or 2 changes. Fatigue coming in there, but George stood up manfully and pulled out 1 or 2 great saves when needed. But the back 4 in front of them, winning headers. We broke at pace. We broke with real pace. We knew that we'd be a handful on the counter-attack here, and that proved to be.
In terms of the goal that you've lost, has that changed the tie a little bit?
Of course it does, yeah. You know, we had to make a change. Stephen Pearson had to come off, and Rama's gone on. So it's not ideal from a set piece, but we just needed to get Stephen off. And I think it was the man that was taken over at the time went and got the goal. But listen, to come here, take a 2-goal lead back to Fir Park was probably more than what people were thinking. And we've got to patch ourselves up now, get ourselves ready, quick turnaround, and ready for Sunday.
What do you do for Sunday? Do you sit back or do you try and get a goal?
We can score goals. We've been strong at home. We've been strong. We're unbeaten in 7, and we've scored goals. So you know, this tie isn't over. We know that. You know, nobody's celebrating in there. We're halfway. All the cliches will come out, but it is. And you know, they'll know that in their dressing room. We know it as well. So no, we've got to make sure that we regroup, make sure we concentrate, and we're right going into the game.
Well done, Ian. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
We wonder how they'll approach that game. Do you think it'll be more of the same counter-attacking football? They don't really need to attack at the moment, do they?
Well, I would suspect that. You know, with Motherwell being a kind of tighter surface from what Ibrox says, it may not be as effective. But certainly Motherwell don't need to go forcing the game and chasing the game. It's up to Rangers again to come out. Rangers have to go and get the next goal. I suspect Tom Walsh would probably be in Stuart's thinking, Shane Ferguson. So if they attack with Marvin Johnson, Lionel Ainsworth, Scott McDonald and Lee Irwin, they can pose problems.
Yeah, the Rangers subs actually did make a difference.
Yeah, Walsh was brilliant. His first little bit of action, he skipped past a few players and then popped off the pass. But that's what they need to do. They need to get legs within this team. They need to get on the front foot, take the game to Motherwell on Sunday.
Shane Ferguson as well, perhaps?
Yeah, I must say I was really impressed with him. He gave him that width. He was on the back foot and caused a lot of problems.
Rangers, though, can't concede a goal, you wouldn't think, at Fir Park now, and they're going to have to play without Darren McGregor. They have to mix things up there. Does Wallace play in the back three?
Well, the next goal in the tie is crucial, isn't it? You know, if Motherwell get it 4-1, it's a huge ask for Rangers. If Rangers get it and it goes to 3-2, suddenly, you know, Rangers will, you know, gather belief. They'll believe in themselves more. They'll really push the issue. But, you know, it's definitely a dilemma for Stuart, because with Darren McGregor missing, as you say, Marius Zalaoukas not having an impressive game one little bit. Lee McCulloch didn't play tonight. I think you still get Mojny to come in, so lots of choices for Stuart.
Stuart McCall is still in that home dressing room talking to his players, as you'd expect. We'll try and get him onto the show and hear from him if we can. There's a few injury doubts as well for Motherwell, though. Stephen Pearson came off, as you heard Ian Barraclough said. Stevie Hamill, another experienced man as well, came off during that second half. They would be big misses.
Well, the only kind of positive that I've seen with Stephen Pearson, he walked over to the fans at the end, and if the hamstring injury is that bad, the manager wouldn't allow him to walk onto the pitch. He'd be trying to carry him and make sure he's fine, and you're not putting any more stress on it. Stephen Hamill probably is the fact that he just hasn't played an awful lot of games, and coming to tonight, the tempo was high, the pitch was big, he was covering a lot of ground, maybe just fatigue for him. So, you know, Ian Barraclough will judge him over the next little bit and get them freshened up for Sunday.
I get the feeling that you're a little bit stunned standing next to me here. You just didn't see that coming, did you?
No, I did not. I thought all the momentum was with Rangers, and I've got to give Motherwell credit. Their game plan worked a treat. They just sucked out of the pressure. All the pressure was coming on, and counter-attacked, and they played to their strengths, and rightly so that they're going to feel as if they've kind of done enough here to go into this next time.
Was that a game too many for Rangers? Is it fatigue, or is it simply just well done to Motherwell and Ian Barraclough?
Having watched Rangers for quite a lot of the season, Darryl, every now and again they seem to have a performance where they just fall off the radar a little bit, which is totally against the grain of how they've been playing. You know, particularly under Ali McCoist and Kenny McDowell, have had performances where you think they're making progress, you think they're getting there, but I think Hibs was their final for me. I think a lot of Rangers fans came tonight relaxed, thinking, yeah, well, it's Motherwell, you know, they're under a little bit of pressure, we're going to go and win this game. That wasn't the case.
Do they have one more big performance in them at Fir Park, Rangers?
Yeah, well, they need to. The rewards will be massive for this club, and they'll go into this game. They'll have a bit of belief. That goal's obviously giving them that little bit of confidence. I think Stuart McCall will be in there trying to galvanise them. He'll need to get them recovered for Sunday, and they'll need to go again.
Can Rangers come back?
Don't write them off.
OK, gentlemen, thank you very much indeed. Sports Hub is coming up next after us tonight. A little bit more from us on that programme. And of course, we will be back with you on Sunday at Fir Park for that second leg. We'll be on air at 2:15 p.m. We hope to see you then. What a night at Ibrox. Bye-bye for now.